The following is a special presentation of First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. This is the Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show, where we cover everything on the Diamond Tundra with the North Greene Huskies baseball team. We'll recap the past duo of games with the South Greene Rebels to end last week, and we'll preview what's next with the games ahead. But first, before we do that, we need to go ahead and get a quick break in first. So we'll be right back after these messages here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, and the Baileyton Drug Company. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show, where we cover everything in Baileyton with the North Greene Huskies baseball team. As always, I'm joined here with Huskies head coach Jamey Palmer. Coach,
Tyler,
how we doing this week?
all right, pretty good.
Pretty good. It's not as dusty this week.
It's not. We got a little water over here the last few days.
It's not the dusty tundra. It's not the desert tundra. It's back to just being the diamond tundra now.
Not as dusty.
Not as dusty, we'll say that. If the wind blows on us today, I don't think we have to worry about, well, I won't have to worry about shielding my eyes.
That's right.
You're always the smart one. You've always got sunglasses on in every interview.
Yes.
See, sunglasses and hats, that's just something I don't carry to interviews. You see every baseball and softball coach do it.
Yeah.
They're the smart ones. They're the ones that do it every day. I'm not.
Get used to wearing them. That's just,
Is it just a habit?
Gotta have them. Gotta have them, yep.
Well, going back to the end of last week with South Greene on Thursday and Good Friday, you hosted the Rebels here on Thursday, picked up a 9-1 win, got the offense going, was a good game overall for the Huskies. How'd you get it done on Thursday?
Well, we had just overall a good Christian and Tyler done a good job for us at the plate. I think Christian had like 3 RBIs, Tyler had 2 RBIs, both of them had several hits. Just glad to see that offensive power right there in the middle of the lineup. Of course, you know, they can't get those RBIs unless the guys in front of them get on. So that's what we've been looking for. And of course, Isaac, we had him on the mound. He threw, I thought he'd done a lot better. Done a good job of getting first pitch strikes, getting ahead of the batters, getting good counts. So versus the last start he had against Cosby. So just very, very happy for that. Just see him on the mound and getting dialed in for us. So I believe we may have to use him later on in the season. So,
and then you go into Good Friday, and it was a wild game in every sort of way. I know you get down early, and then you have a tremendous run to take the lead, and then they score a little bit. It was just a wild game overall, 16-9, the final out there in South Greene on Good Friday. So give me your thoughts on just that whole entire game from start to finish.
Well, Tyler, that one, honestly, you know, I like to play a Good Friday game. I like to play early, and I also like to play it against, you know, a county school if we can. It's close, and of course it's Easter weekend, and you know, I'm sure families got things going on, and you know, and I feel like, and I've said this before, when we're not in school, it takes a little bit, 3 or 4 innings, for our guys to wake up, so to speak, and start hitting the ball, and that's the way it was out there. But hats off to South Greene. We had Aiden on the mound, and I even asked Aiden, was he hitting his spots, and he's like, yes. So hats off to those Rebels. They put the bat on the ball and done a good job against him. So we decided to take him out and put Tyler in to get him some more work. And Tyler done a real good job for us. But you know, they still had a few hits, and it was just a good game all around for both teams, I felt like, you know. But I was glad we came out on top. But you know, those guys I think they've got a couple seniors maybe, and the rest of them are pretty young, I believe. Not 100% on that, but you know, after that game on Friday, I saw where they had beat Johnson County on Monday, so that carried over for them. So, you know, hats off to Coach Ripley and working hard, and Mikey Cox, those guys are getting the job done out there. So
I think Friday kind of started this run that they're on right now, being able to churn some offense out and score some runs and get some key wins in there.
Yeah. You know, Tyler, it's baseball's funny sometimes. You never know. One day you got it, one day you don't. And, you know, those guys are really working hard, and you know, and our guys are too. But, you know, we just can't. And I've told our guys before, we can't wait till the 4th inning, you know, and decide if we want to wake up and play or not. So, you know, I'm super proud of our guys for, you know, competing those last 3 or 4 innings and getting the job done.
Talk about the patience that your team displayed, because that was something that I think I noted in our broadcast and that I was most impressed with. Is it took you a while to get going. I think you were down 6-1.
6-1.
And then you go up. I can't remember the run that you went. I think you went on a 12-1 run at one point maybe, but it was a lot of patience. Drew a lot of walks. Went deep in a lot of counts. I know that we looked up how many runs were scored, how many walks, how many hits, but I didn't look at how many pitches South Greene threw. But I know you drew a lot of deep counts. Talk to me about the patience that your team has.
Well, we've talked to our guys before. No matter who we play, we want to have quality at bats, and we want to swing at good pitches. You know, want to swing at strikes, and that's what we try to preach to them each and every game. Is don't chase the bad pitches, but you know, hit it where it's pitched. And, you know, sometimes when you're on the mound as a pitcher, some days you have it, some days you don't. And I felt like our guys done a really good job of every inning, the first 1 or 2 batters of each inning done a good job of seeing some good pitches. And then when we got, you know, 1 or 2 runners on, seemed like we had that big hit when we needed to score a few, and then get some more runners on. And I think Isaac and Tyler both had some good hits. I think maybe I know Isaac had a double there later in the innings. So, you know, just getting our guys to compete no matter what stage of the game we're in, and bunching those hits together, but also being disciplined at the plate.
A little bit of a shorter recap this week, only 2 games to cover because Monday's game with Unaka postponed to tonight.
Yes.
So those that are watching this right now, hopefully you're in Stony Creek at the North Greene game at the moment, but that one is postponed until tonight, and we'll go ahead and we'll touch on it after the break. But first, before we do that, as always, we need to get a word in from our loyal sponsors first. So we'll be right back after these messages to preview the next 5 games here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show, where we cover everything on the field with the North Greene Huskies baseball team. As always, I'm joined here with Huskies head coach Jamey Palmer. So looking ahead at the schedule, a little bit modified from the way that it looks on Game Changer and everything, so we'll take you through it. Go ahead and start with Unaka tonight, postponed from Monday, playing it tonight on Wednesday, a key conference game against the Rangers, who have been playing some good baseball. What's it going to take to go up there tonight and leave and come back home with a win?
Well, just honestly, Tyler, just keep doing the things we're doing the last few games, throwing strikes, getting runners on, and when we do get them on, get those key quality hits or quality at-bats to get them in.
And then going into Thursday, you go on the road. We say on the road, just a short trip down the interstate down to exit 23 in Malsheim to play the Buffaloes. I think you gained a 7-5 win against the Buffaloes here at home last week, and now going over there looking for the season sweep against the Buffaloes. What's it going to take on Thursday to get a win over the Buffs?
Yeah, I feel like, Tyler, that one's going to be a little tougher. I know Coach Shossman, he'll have his guys ready to play, and he'll look to get one back against us. But, you know, I feel like if we could just go out there and do what we're supposed to do, don't give quality baseball teams extra outs, we got a chance.
And then going into Friday, you play Unaka again, this time here at home. So after Wednesday's game, you play Unaka here at home. Just previewed Wednesday with Unaka, but just speaking on Friday too. How important is that one on Friday to defend your home field in a conference game?
Well, both of these games against Unaka is going to be they're key games for us to kind of determine what seeding we get for the district tournament. So I talked to our guys yesterday. You know, told them how important these next two games against Unaka are. So I think our guys are really bought in. I think they're locked in. Hopefully we can just go out and do what we're supposed to do and take care of business.
And I don't like to go too far in advance and talk about games, but of course going from Wednesday to Wednesday, the last games that we have to talk about is the Cloudland series on Monday and Tuesday, but that has been moved to now a doubleheader on Monday here in Baileyton to try to avoid the weather on Tuesday. And of course you've got Unaka right now that is at the front of your mind in the two most important games, but you still got Cloudland right there lingering behind. That will also be a huge series that determines how the final regular season standings finish in District 1 1A. So what do you know about the Highlanders?
Honestly, I don't know too much. I know last year they returned a couple seniors. One of them, I think, led the conference in hitting last year.
I think you're
as far as
right.
Batting average. So, you know, those coaches and assistants up there, they're going to have their guys coming down here looking for a win. And I just hope we're ready to play. You know, that's all we can ask from our guys. Honestly, I appreciate Cloudland coming down and playing us a doubleheader on Monday to try to get them both in, because we're down the last week or two of the season here, and if you have some rainouts, you've got to drop some non-conference games that I feel like that could, if you play good baseball against some non-conference teams,
really benefits.
They could help you in the tournament. So we're trying to get our games in. Hopefully you got the Buddy Hawk later on that week, so I'm hoping the weather's good for us so we can get all these games in as much as possible.
And Monday is also senior night, as you've mentioned to me. Last year was a light senior night, only one senior.
Yeah.
You have a larger senior class this year. How many in total?
Got 8 total.
8 total. Yeah. I don't know if we have the time to go through all of them one by one. If you have the time to go through one by one, then take the floor. If you want to go through just the whole senior class as a whole, do whichever one that you have time for and that you're comfortable with. But before their senior night on Monday night, how important have these seniors been to this program?
Very important. Some of them have started as freshmen. Some of them have threw a lot of innings for us in the last 3-4 years here. Some key wins, some walk-offs, a lot of dominant performances on the mound. You know, those guys, and that's what you want. You want a good core group. You know, like you said, last year we were only one senior, so we knew this year would be a big group. So we hate to see those guys go, but super proud of what they have done for North Greene baseball.
And their senior night will be on Monday night. What time is the first game against Cloudland?
5:15.
5:15 with senior night in between that doubleheader?
Yes.
So if you have the opportunity on Monday night, come out for North Greene senior night starting at 5:15 with the first game of the doubleheader with Cloudland. Looking at the other games too, as we mentioned, at Unaka tonight, mentioning it one more time, but of course this will be published while that game is being played. And then at West Greene on Thursday, hosting Unaka on Friday, and then going to the doubleheader here at home against Cloudland on Monday. That's your schedule up ahead. Hopefully see you here in Baileyton or in Malsheim at some North Greene games. But Coach, unless there's anything else you've got to add, that's it from the Diamond Tundra this week.
That's all, Tyler.
How'd your brackets finish? I know we talked last week, and neither of our champions were left, but I didn't do well this year.
I didn't either.
I felt so good after the Sweet 16. And I was just talking with Coach Avery Weems. It seems like after the Sweet 16s when everything just blows up in smoke.
Yep. You either got it or you don't.
I felt so good. I was leading some of my bracket groups. And then Duke loses, and there goes my champion.
Yeah.
And then I think I picked Arizona in the championship game, and man, it was Michigan all along. It was Michigan all along. One of those dominant teams that you kind of had the feeling in the back of your mind that they would win, but a lot of times the best team doesn't win in March Madness.
Right.
It takes just one bad game to slip up and be eliminated, but hats off to Michigan.
That's right, yeah.
But Coach, that's all we got this week.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you coming.
Thank you all this week for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company Jamey Palmer Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.